All right, I'm here today with Ryan Tufts. Ryan is one of our loan officers based out of our Bedford, New Hampshire office. So, Ryan, let's jump right in with talking about how you got started in the mortgage industry.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for having me on to do this. Back in early 2010s, I was working in nonprofit as a housing counselor. So like you sometimes we need our borrowers to take the homebuyer course. I was teaching them the homebuyer course and working with them on their credit and budget to help get them to a loan officer. So at the time, my wife and I are kind of planning for our future. It's like, hey, how can you find a career that's gonna, you be able to make an earning to take care of a family, yet also be able to take what you know and help people out. And it turns out that I could become a loan officer myself. So I made the jump from nonprofit to lending in 2017, and it's been great.
That's awesome. And what is something that you wish someone had told you before you started out as a loan officer that you know now?
I would say the main thing was like I thought it was all about just like knowing the products and the mechanics of getting somebody pre-approved, but you're like running a little mini business when you're a loan officer. So I would say that was took me a little time to learn and understand. And just from talking to all the clients month after month, if I would have known from the beginning, hey, talk less and ask better questions,
Hmm.
that would have helped me out a lot.
Yeah, that's great advice. So, what do you feel is the most rewarding part of your job?
I mean, over time, I mean, it's just sometimes I get these thank you letters that are just like the people are just my clients are so appreciative to help them either get their first house or to move to make the change from one to another because most people only buy a house a few times in their life. They don't necessarily know how to do it or what steps are involved. So just to have someone who's like kind of there is like their Sherpa to go from, where they are to where they're going and to see them how grateful they can be is it's super rewarding. I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So since you started, you've been in the industry for it sounds like about 15 years now. So I'm sure it's changed a lot. So what is the biggest way you've seen the mortgage industry evolve since you've gotten started?
Sure. So yeah, I've been in housing for close to 10, 15 years, doing this now for like almost 8, 9 years. Some of the biggest changes I've seen, it just seems very, very competitive now. There's a lot of online lenders. There's so many people locally because a lot of people got into the business during COVID when there was a lot of refinances and purchase to be done. So the change that spurred is me is just constant improvement. You just have to always find a way to like do things a little bit better, ask people better questions so they feel like you really understand them and just you can't stop because someone's always finding out a better way to do something. So you just have to keep doing and always striving to, have more products available and also help people get there faster and close the loan.
Yeah. And what has been one of the most effective ways that you have built up your client base?
I mean, when people say relationships matters, they're not kidding. So I would say finding the right partners has been big. I think a lot of people would say that, but I initially, someone told me originally that for loan officers that have 100 closings a year, the average one of them worked with 72 different realtors. I don't know what the source that study is, but that stood out to me.
Yeah.
So I've decided it's been helpful to me to meet a lot of people over the last 10 years and then over time kind of hone in on just who like I naturally connect with and who we just kind of think about being in a real estate business or a lending business the same way. And maybe it's, we're kind of on the more planning analytical side of things. So the referral partners who have that are of that same frame of mind, that's who we end up connecting the best with. And then we end up attracting those same kind of clients too, people that want to go through the process with some understanding, like to do things in the right order so that when they buy their house, it just goes as smoothly as possible.
Mhm. Yeah, that's great. So what advice would you give to someone starting out in the mortgage industry right now?
The the best I got so lucky because when I started, I didn't really know what to look for because like your loan officer is a sales position. It's your job to find people that are working to buy a house. I didn't know to look for mentorship. Luckily, I found it. The two guys I started working with initially have been huge to me. I still work with Greg Worley today. He's my manager, and he's just always there for me, always has my back. The guy, his moral compass is, always on due north. And then a couple years later, I found a coach. The top producer of my old company was paying somebody money, which is I of course understood the concept, but to help her like figure out all this mortgage stuff. And I'm like, oh, if it works for her, it'll probably work for me. And I started doing that in the fall of 2019. And just the amount I've learned from that, from like work-life balance issues, tactically, like things to implement in my business, and just having a community of people who are all trying to get better at doing this very specific job. Like I may not still be in the business had I not had that group because of how much I learned and like how much, you have your people when times are tough. That's been like invaluable to me. So not even for new, I would say like find your people that are really invested in you and believe in you and that can actually help you.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely surrounding yourself with good community and mentors is key in really any area of life.
Totally.
So the market has been through a lot of ebbs and flows, especially in the past like 5-ish years. So how do you stay motivated when the market is in slower periods?
I was looking at this. I think that's a really interesting question because so many times, so often we tie up our like self-esteem and our production, or if anyone's buying a house or not buying a house. And 2022, I helped like my how many people I helped buy a house or refinance went down about 65, 70%. But 2022 is maybe the best year of my whole life. Like my kids were at a fun age. Me and my wife were getting along great. We were Nothing was wrong with our house. So I found a way, I think, through my community and through coaching and through the support I have here with Greg, just like divorce my self-esteem from my loan production and just have like confidence in that the activities that I choose to spend my day doing, like the work activities, I know are the right thing to do over time. So if I'm doing those things, I really don't get too down if my production changes because sometimes it is just out of your control with what's happening in the national economy and in New Hampshire, and you just have to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. So you work, I'm sure, with a lot of different types of home buyers, from your first-time home buyers who are in their 20s and 30s to more experienced buyers who maybe their second, third, fourth, your vacation home. So what different approach do you take with a first-time home buyer compared to a more experienced home buyer?
I think probably the biggest change was obviously in the strategies that you'll talk about, but the approach honestly remains the same because even if someone already owns a house and they're selling, they maybe haven't done that before. Or if they've sold and bought before, maybe that was 15 or 20 years ago and the industry and the market has changed so much. So I still go back to like, there's key questions I ask of everybody. And at the end of our initial call, I reaffirm with them that they feel like I totally get where they're at, and then from that like shared point of understanding, we can move forward, whether it's their first time buying a house or they're trying to like navigate the intricacies of selling and then buying. So it stays the same with like asking good questions and just finding that common ground to then move forward from.
Mhm. And how do you best build trust with those clients who you can just tell are so overwhelmed with the home buying process?
Okay. Yeah, so I had a woman recently. So I like to meet people first on the phone, kind of get their story, and then when we talk about their approval, I get them on a Zoom or in person, or on Zoom ideally. I could see this one woman when we were talking about her monthly payment, how much all this was going to cost. You could see her face just like turned down, and she was just like, upset or trying to process it all. And it was super helpful to see that like on camera because I just said like, Ashley, like it looks like what happened. Like you just look like totally deflated. What's going on? And then that really just like kind of like lifted the cloud off her head. And she was like, oh, like they actually he sees what I'm going through. So then we were able to like kind of talk it through. And she closed on her house last month. It was just like kind of her being seen and being able to feel like she's understood and we could navigate together. So I would say just calling out. So if you feel like there's some negative tension or someone's unsure, just call it out and then work through it together. And people appreciate that.
Yeah. What do you feel is the biggest misconception people have about getting a mortgage?
Um, I mean, Rocket Mortgage did run a commercial that like almost made me cry. Like I had to like try not to cry because it was so good. It was like this pregnant mom and what all the future hopes. I was like, wow, this is
Mhm.
like brilliant marketing. But the brilliant marketing, and of course, you're not supposed to name one specific competitor, so I'll lump in everyone here. But brilliant marketing does not equal brilliant outcomes for the consumer. So I would just say like find someone that has your best interest at heart and that you trust to help you through the process, versus just who has the best marketing and the best website maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Although we do strive to have great marketing here at North Point.
Fair.
All right. Can you share about a particular loan or particular person that was a most memorable loan that you closed?
Sure. I mean, there's been a number of them. I would say one that stands out. It was this immigrant couple from Africa. The man had just got here, and the woman had been here for a few years, and they were buying a house, and this was I don't know, 2019, 2020. And like the payment was at just a level that I was like, oh no, like they say they can do it. Okay, like it's
Mhm.
obviously their choice. So we helped them pull it off. Kind of a tricky loan, but it works out fine. And their payment, I mean, I'll just use a number because it was like $1,800 a month. At the time, that seemed insane. Well, thankfully they bought that house because now 5 years later, that house would cost, 100 or $200,000 more, and their payment would probably be 3,500, not 1,800. Yet they and their family can have a house, a great house with a payment of 1,800 bucks. All their kids have gone to college, they've been very successful, but having that as like a home base and an affordable payment, like is just huge. So I take that one as like just a massive win.
Mhm. Yeah, that's great. So, what do you think sets North Point specifically apart from other lenders?
This is something I feel just like very strongly about. And like I'm so like glad that I ended up here because there's just so many like little common sense things that they have set up that I'm certain is not by accident. Like I'm sure it's been very deliberately thought out and like troubleshooted to get to the point where it is today. But things move here quickly, and when you have problems, they can get solved quickly, and there's not 1,000 meetings to try to fix a problem. The problem gets presented to the decision maker. The decision maker then makes a decision. It sounds very simple. It's not like
Mhm.
a sexy magic solution, but just like a super high level of common sense. And that just ripples down through all the departments and just lets everyone do their job. I mean, it feels very like Patriots do your job, Bill Belichick. But it works. It works very well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know everybody as employees here feels that, and then that passes on to the customer, and our customers have much better experiences because of that as well.
Yeah. And like they hire good people
Mhm.
and I don't know, they run this. They run this place very intelligently. It's very well done.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how do you differentiate yourself from the many other loan officers in the market?
Oh man, that's a good question. You know what? It's getting easier because I feel like a lot of people in the profession, they're either like sad or down, which, I have some empathy for, I guess not that much. But or they're jaded and they just don't care. I feel still like it's so important for everyone to have their house. So it's very easy, like, to help them navigate this and care about what they're going through. So I feel like just that and spending time with people, I really do two big meetings with everyone before they find they're going to contract buy their house. And we're talking about very simple things. How much can you afford? How much money do you have? How much money do you need? But just by like really getting to the bottom of what's going to work for them and their family, because they know. I mean, not that Americans, or not that we're great at budgeting on whole, but people know what they can actually pay. And just
Mhm.
focusing on those things and keeping it simple really resonates with people. And I feel like not everybody does that. Oh,
Mhm.
it's to me, it seems simple, but people really appreciate it.
Mhm. Yeah. So, what is a trend or what are some trends in the mortgage industry that you see coming down the line that you're kind of keeping an eye on?
Hmm. I think the speed of everything is getting faster. Like when I would have started in 2017, if we said, "Oh, we have to close in 3 weeks," I would have like very easily just been like, "No, it's not going to happen due to A, B, and C reason." And now I have like full confidence that we can do that. So I don't think that's going to slow down. I think there's more technology being integrated in all the departments from what we're doing up front um, for qualifying people, and just there's underwriting guidelines searchable with AI helping you to all the auto calculations. I think it's going to make things go more quickly for the consumer, and I do think competition will continue to increase. So you're just who's ever left in the industry is just going to have to be better and better and better.
Mhm.
And I don't know. We got to be up for the challenge, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of goes right into the next question of what do you think the mortgage business is going to look like in 5 years from now?
On 5 years. You know what? I'm so like head down, like do my thing, do my tasks. I don't think about 5 years ahead of time. I think we're going to be more leaning towards whatever is going to be easy for the consumer. I mean, people are not great at downloading their bank statement or logging in, so I think more and more automation are going to be having more of those auto verification type things. So whoever can have a platform to make that easy for them, like if they could just scan their retina and we could just get all their asset and income information, I feel like people would do that. I don't know who's developing that, but more automation, make it easier for them, the frictionless experience that we would want as a consumer.
Hmm. Definitely. All right, so we are going to move into some more rapid fire questions now, if you are ready.
Okay,
All right, first off, coffee or tea?
coffee.
That seems to be the common answer with loan officers. What is the first concert you ever went to?
It was Weezer and Foo Fighters concert, 2005.
Okay. What is one mortgage term that you would love to erase from people's vocabulary?
Points.
Mm.
No consumers really know what it means, and 1 point does not equal 1% rate reduction. It is a very useless, confusing, muddling term.
What is your dream vacation spot?
Oh man. Somewhere warm and Spanish speaking.
Okay. What is the most used app on your phone?
When I'm just scrolling, doing nothing, besides like boring text app, just probably Instagram.
All right. If you weren't a loan officer, what would you be doing?
I don't know. If they kicked me out, maybe I'd go be a teacher. I don't know. I think I would have fun doing that, but it'd be very different.
Yeah, definitely would be different. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Definitely early bird.
Okay. What is your favorite way to unwind after a long day?
I mean, if I had unlimited time, just like read outside and like with like a nice warm breeze, like I would just do that, I think, until I died.
That does sound great. What is one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
Maybe the word's getting out, but I do speak Spanish instead of just being a guy whose name is Ryan Tufts. I speak pretty good Spanish.
Is there a motto or quote that you live by?
I'll steal one from my coach, which I've come to really live out. Control the controllables. So it's like do what you can to control what's in your power, and then everything else, out of your control. Don't worry about it or don't stress about it.
That is a great one. And what is your biggest pet peeve during the loan process?
Uh, I really love, code hate when like everyone says go, 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 and yet there's some like change that's happened and no one tells us.
Mm,
Okay, like great. So you want to close tomorrow, but this major thing you didn't tell us about.
yeah, I'm sure that is frustrating. All right, Ryan. Well, that is all my questions. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for doing this to me. This was fun.